Hello, everyone. Welcome back to not Descent into a Furnace.
Every time,
but
dude.
to Phandelver. I nearly did it again.
Every time.
I don't even DM that campaign.
Yeah, you don't even introduce that campaign.
I did the intro for like the first episode, but welcome back to Lost Mine of Phandelver, episode 6, I want to say. Very happy to have you here. Thank you so much if you've watched along and made it this far through all of the trials and tribulations of the party, but they are not over yet, not by any means. So, in case you haven't, seen this far, well, for one, go and watch the episodes you haven't. But just as a reminder, if you have, the party last were dealing with a certain menace in the ruined town of Thundertree, where they met Rydoth the Druid. Now, Rydoth, generally quite a helpful fellow, but he did say that he does need a favor doing if he is to lead the party to Wave Echo Cave and tell them everything he knows about it. And that favor was to somehow facilitate the departure of a young green dragon who had begun to take root in Thundertree called Venomfang. Now, the party did go and talk to Venomfang. It descended quite swiftly into a brawl in which the party were quite lucky to escape with their lives after the dragon decided that he did want to know where Cragmore Castle, which had been offered to him as a larger lair, is located, and that he wouldn't get that knowledge should he just kill the party outright. So Ding managed to trade the information about Cragmore for a piece of the dragon's treasure as well as their lives. So the party immediately beelined to Cragmore Castle, knowing that that's where their friend Gundren Rockseeker had been being held captive, only to find that Venomfang had already moved his lair there and was less than happy to see them. In the resulting chase/fight/murder, Venomfang did dispatch of our young friend Ding, as well as capture Kiva, the tiefling who in the fight had displayed some form of draconic prowess, and Venomfang decided to capture her alive and take her back to Cragmore Castle. Now, when we start tonight's session, there will be a little bit of a time jump, but not much, just a few hours, as we will rejoin the party as they have traveled away from the castle south into the thickets of Cragmore Forest, or the Neverwinter Wood, more accurately, and we'll join the party as they are making their camp and sitting down to rest, generally licking their wounds. Now, of course, at this point, the party consists of Malena, Stone, Ungor, and, well, not much else.
I feel like we had a fourth member.
There is Zara.
Zara will be returning next session, but she's kind of just with... She is with the party. She did run off with Ungor. So Zara is also there, should you wish to talk to her. Should we wish to talk to her? Yes. I can turn my mic up to 500% and start yelling at you.
As a note, Stone did collect Ding's remains, and is currently doing his best next to like the fresh fire here to wrap his body.
Ding had suffered some, what we would call catastrophic injuries, but you are able to sort of, enshroud him and afford him some manner of dignity.
Mm-hmm. Saying prayers over his body, and definitely shaken up at the moment, but that's what Stone doing at the moment.
Well, it seems like our numbers are a bit diminished now.
Yes. I think we might have messed up a bit.
I guess it was a mistake to return to the keep.
What choice did we have, though, Ungor? We've left Gundren to rot, sent a dragon to the keep. Should we not try and rescue him?
We were all for it, but I guess it was just I don't know. I expected the dragon not to be there, maybe to have returned to his horde or something like that. But now, he's got Kiva.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing. What in the hells do we do about that? You think she's just dead, or... we should probably confirm if there's another body.
It seemed like he had the capability of killing her. when the moment came, and he chose to take her away.
You could see that from 120 feet away, running the opposite direction.
Well, I saw her being carried when the dragon cleared the canopy.
Oh.
You would have all quite clearly seen Kira's body being lifted by.
No, this is Stone just being petulant. Don't worry.
And Ungar is choosing not to address it.
So what do we do about that then? He chose to leave her alive. Do we just go ask politely? Be like, hi, you seem to have taken our friend Kiva. We would very much like her back, please, but in all one piece instead of the 17 pieces that you left our friend Ding in. I counted, by the way. I recovered 17 pieces of Ding's body. I still think some of them are missing, though. Maybe a couple fingers got stuck in his, big, bitey teeth.
I would say it's important that you completely piece them together like a puzzle. Just as long as
late now.
As long as his essence is intact, I'm sure it will be fine.
Do you know if he had a god? They each have different burial rites,
I haven't got the faintest idea. I don't think he ever mentioned anything about that.
So, what do you think we do with him? I've done some burials. I assisted in the morgue occasionally. I have some experience with, ritual things, at least related to my own god.
I mean, I don't know. I guess just a more ceremony than just digging a hole and pushing him in and putting a big rock on top, or?
Well, that's kind of the essence of it. There are some societies and religions that burn the bodies instead, returning, the ashes into the night and the stars, which is where our rituals go. Just wanting to check what we should do. Milena, any preference on what we do with this pieced together puppet of Ding?
Well, bury him, or something's
Just
better
here?
than nothing.
In the woods? Do you have family? Did anyone know?
No.
Next of kin? Anyone we should deliver his gold and shoes to?
I think Gundren was sort of that to him.
Well, all right.
They
So
could have records in Gundren's office if we get back there.
all right, fine. So I guess we bury him then.
Do you want to lug up 17 pieces of a body through?
No, I don't. I don't
How?
want. I don't know what I want, Milena. I wanted us to not have to do any of this.
What did you expect when you decided to come on this job?
I expected a trip from Neverwinter to the tiny town of Phandelver delivering goods as promised.
Why do you think people who know how to fight get hired to go along with these
I don't know
shipments?
how to fight. That was never a thing. You just said, hey, come see the world. It'll be good for you to get out of the monastery.
I didn't think you would be naive enough to think death wouldn't be a possibility.
I thought maybe someone might get injured, kicked in the head by a horse, fall off a cart, something like that. But
I'll kill you.
I don't know. Dragon rending wasn't really on my list. I knew dragons existed, gesturing broadly at myself here, but I didn't think we'd have that problem.
Now, while this argument rages, the voices do begin to carry, and a certain stout figure tracking his way through the forest begins to hear these voices carry on the wind. Fyron, why don't you introduce yourself?
So Fyron is a stout, fiery, red-headed dwarf who's a little bit thinner in stature than most dwarves, but still, a short stack to be sure. You see as he's dressed up in more of a wilderness-style attire, somebody who's accustomed to moving through, trying to maintain stealth, kind of more of a hunter get-up, with a long bow stringed over his shoulder and two short swords at his side. He is squatty and gruff-looking.
And Fyron, as you are stalking through the Neverwinter Wood, initially having been sent by Rydoth, you were just following this plume of smoke that seemed to be emanating from an obvious campfire, as you've seen many a time in your travels. But these voices do begin to reach you on the wind with your somewhat attuned hearing, especially in the forest setting, and it becomes quite obvious the direction you should head in. I assume you head towards them.
Yeah, if that was my charge from Rydoth, I would approach cautiously, but I would probably stalk up right to the edge of the periphery of their group.
So, Malena and Stone, I'd say that you guys are pretty embroiled in your debate about the realities of adventuring, but Ungor, you do see this figure begin to approach in the distance.
If you two would mind just putting that discussion on hold for a second, there is... excuse me. Hello, out there. I can see you.
Oh, hello. I'm assuming you're the dragon hunters.
What? No. Also, side note, is this Gundren? Malena, I knew he was a dwarf.
No,
Is this...
no. I like try that.
I'm sorry, who are you? We're in a bit of a thing here.
Oh, I heard. You're definitely not coy about it. My name's Fyron Malazar. Been sent by Rydoth to check in on you guys because you're supposed to meet him back in Phandelver. It's been a while. He got worried, so I'm here. But it looks like there was supposed to be more of you.
Gesture
It was.
broadly to the corpse on the ground. Yes, there was.
Okay, I was told there's 6. I still only see 5, including that unfortunate soul.
Our dragon apparently needed a snack for later, snatched one of ours up and took it home.
Okay, so just confirming that it was the dragon you ran into and not the other horrors of the night.
Oh, yeah, definitely dragon. For sure, dragon.
My condolences. That's very unfortunate. Is there anything I can offer as assistance?
You wouldn't happen to know True's resurrection, would you?
A bit outside my wheelhouse, but yes, I understand the rough patch you might be going through. If there's anything else, if we need to set up a funeral pyre or however you wish to dispose of the body. The one thing I do recommend, though, is you're kind of sticking out like a sore thumb in the middle of the night, and these woods aren't necessarily the safest. So perhaps tampering down the fire and piping down the voices might be your best bet.
Lean over to Malena. So he just comes on in here, thinks he can just tell us what to do, take a big old leadership role, hold our hands and things. I go, who is this guy?
Well, he just kind of like deadpan looks at you. It's like, because our decisions have been just so wonderful lately.
All right, I'll take that one. Ungor, do you mind tamping down the fire then? It seems that Captain Fyron here is taking the charge.
Well, I think with the arrow, I think you just stop feeding a fire, right? I can't really put it out because then we'll lose the fire entirely. So,
you need help putting out the fire?
No, I don't think we want to put out the fire. Is the thing?
Oh, okay.
It is quite cold.
That's fair. You could do what you want. I'm not your mom. I'm just saying it was very easy to find you.
I'm gonna go dig a hole now to bury our friend in.
Okay. Let me know if you need help.
Right.
By the way, I'm part of the Emerald Enclave, so I am brothers in arms with Rydoth. So, if anything, those are my credentials if you need them. But other than that, do you guys have plans on quickly coming back, or what's the situation?
Well, I think that was part of our discussion is what we do about our captured party member. Do we beseech the dragon to release her, or try and sneak in, or leave her to her fate, or?
not my group, not my decision. But I would probably err on not fighting a dragon again. I point to Ding's body. Might not go too well. But I'm here in whichever direction you choose to point. Eventually, though, I'm here to lead you back.
Thank you for the assistance. I think we would at least like to confirm what's happened to Kiva, even if it's a distance. Definitely do not want to have any altercation with that damn thing. Had enough of dragons for the moment.
That's fair.
So, Stone, you are some ways off digging a grave, if you like,
So,
right?
so yeah, some ways, some like 25, 30
Yeah.
feet.
Okay, now it's pretty dark here at night, but make me a perception check.
300-foot dark vision.
Yeah, I know. It's good that it was you.
Yeah.
It's just like, just my eyes
Yeah.
are so strong.
19,
A
DM.
19. Okay, so with a 19, you would definitely see that just glancing around as you would in this somewhat eerie setting and in your somewhat secluded nature currently, you begin to see another figure approaching you. This figure almost shambles forward, and it's got an unusual form that's hard to recognize. It's somebody upright. It looks like they're carrying something or perhaps wearing some bulky clothing, and this figure is just trudging towards you, probably about 200 feet out in the trees at the moment.
Just muttering to himself as he sees this figure. All right, I guess that bloody Fireman was right. We stick out like a sore thumb. Just visitors all evening. Fantastic. Malena, could you come assist me with this whole grave digging nonsense? Just real quickly.
Coming.
As soon as she arrives. So about 200 feet out. Yes, I
Mhm.
know it's far. Another thing, person ambling along seems to be carrying something. Feel like we should do something about that. They heading towards or just
Oh yeah, they're like
around?
trudging towards you.
All right. Just, be on your guard since it seems that we aren't overly alone. Should I hail them? Or would it be weird that I know that they're there right now?
We could maybe wait a little till they get closer.
Right, okay. Waiting patiently for them to
Okay.
get a little closer.
Make me another perception roll. As we'll say that they close about half the distance and they're somewhat more visible. 20.
20.
Yeah. You recognize that it is Keeper, who is shambling towards you and has something in her arms that you can't
Oh.
quite make out.
Bloody hell. It's Kiva. And Stone will go running off into the woods towards her.
Kiva, you see Stone approaching.
Kiva? Oh, dear. Oh.
Yes, don't.
No, hold on. I've got something for this, I think. Not many of them. Can I cure wounds, Kiva?
Sure.
Okay. Nice little 8.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Kiva
Hold
goes
on.
up to 9 hit points.
9.
My God.
Hold on. What is Kiva carrying?
Kiva is quite visibly carrying the blistered and eaten away corpse of what appears to be a dwarf.
Oh no! Come on, dude. Kiva, hang on. Here, give me that. Give me
Stop.
that.
He's
Lean.
too heavy.
No,
Just
I know.
assistance.
Yeah, all right. Lean. And he's gonna prop her up. Malena, a little help.
Yeah, Melina would have came over as soon as you said it was Kiva.
Oh, it's so good to see you both. First things first, don't worry about the dragon. Everything is fine now. I'll explain later. Just, can we...
I feel like this
I
is
need to
explanation
sit.
now. Yes, okay, all right. Hang on. Watch out for the 6-foot deep hole I've just been digging. We'll go around that, heading
Oh,
onto the cap.
ding.
What a way
Yeah.
to finish Kiva off.
Did it need to be 6 feet for a half an
I was
hour?
ready for you.
And just, take her to the fire, place her down there, and then place Gundren's corpse on the ground, I assume.
Oh, it's nice to see you, Kiva. You survived?
Yeah, well, I had quite a long talk with Venom Fang, and I struck a deal with him, so we're all safe, I'll tell you that much.
Just because I've seen the conversations previous that you've had with Venom Fang, might we know what the deal was?
Of course. Well, Venom Fang brought me back into his lair. I wanted to take him out for Ding, but I was in no shape to do any fighting right then. But it seems that remember how I had the parts of the dragon that came out that I'm still learning that my mom had given me, but
Hard to forget.
yeah. Well, Venom Fang wanted to know what was going on there, or how did I get that, and seemed almost concerned about it. So in order to give him the name of the one that Orlo told me last night, I made the deal that me and all y'all were safe and we could leave here.
In exchange for
the name.
Just the name? That's all
It
he
seemed
wanted
to
was
be
a
enough
name.
for them.
Are you saying that we could have saved Ding with a name?
Maybe. I don't think he was he mentioned that he wanted the treasure, that Ding had made some sort of deal to not see him again for the treasure. So he was trying to get back because he broke the deal. I'm not really sure. I was passed out when Ding made the deal. But
Or a name. All right. I'm sure that won't come back to bite us with big dragony teeth.
Well, besides that, he seemed still curious about me, and for the name, he offered more than just our lives being spared. He gave me
Kiva?
this.
Uh-huh. What did he give you?
She puts up her arm, and then there is a sparkly, bracelet that it's embedded with a bunch of emeralds, but it looks like it's almost infused to her skin, and there's some dried blood around.
Yeah, you can see that this thing has seemingly pierced Kiva's skin, and there is a thin rim of dried blood around the edge of it.
What on earth is that? What has he done?
Well, this was part of the deal. It's supposed to be some sort of gift. It has magical properties. I can already sense that. But it seems that he might be able to see through me. And so he wants to keep a proper eye on me, although he promised to keep distance.
Whoa.
He's just concerned about whatever part. I think whatever's part of me is stronger than he is. I think he's afraid.
And she looks at it and just kind of
I think our
gives a
experience would
strong,
tell us.
afraid is more of a line into the wristband.
I think experience would tell us that maybe he doesn't have much reason to be afraid. But okay, fine. I appreciate you buying our freedom. I wish we could have done this when our friend was still alive. Perhaps.
I know. I got into such a terrible rage when I saw him go down. Stone, you came back. I saw as I was fighting and I was trying to swing at. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, suppose if we're all going to die, we should at least do it somewhat together. And I thought maybe could help in some way get to Ding in time, or
I know.
you or something.
This is partly all my fault, and I thought that I would at least buy you all some time. I wasn't I wasn't quick enough for Ding, but...
So Ding's dead. This poor dwarf here, looking back at Milena. Is this one Gundren?
Yes, everything was torched, but I was allowed to take the body back, at least.
Is it recognizable as Gundren? Or is it far too mangled?
No, it is because, as you've witnessed, Venom Fang breathes some sort of acidic combination rather than fire, as you might have imagined. It's not like in great form, but you can just about identify that, yes, it is Gundren.
Might be a bit of an uncouth question, but Kiva, have you searched his body? I understand he was taken prisoner, but there's no notes or anything like that left on him, is there?
Oh, I didn't really have time. I honestly wanted to leave here. Venom Fang said there might be some things in these woods. He said that, he said some unkind things about you all, that you had lit a fire that he could smell from the distance.
It was a small...
That's how I found you.
Look at it. It's so small.
I appreciate it.
Told you so.
Just a small fire. Oh, right. Whatever. Should I go dig another grave? Are we going to bury Gundren here too?
Well, I mean, I was too injured to look through, so if you wanted to look at if there is anything Gundren might have been having, I would do that before, but...
I'll wrap him as well. I'm going to run out of shroudings.
Are you searching him then?
Yeah, I'm going to, give him the pat down, pick the pockets, look for any,
pretty easily. He doesn't have very much on him whatsoever. You might recall very early on in your trip, you actually found seemingly his map tube empty by the horses originally where they'd been ambushed. But when you do search him, you do find a letter on him, actually. A letter that, in brief, seems to be a report of sorts. And it states that whoever is writing this has found the location of Wave Echo Mine and is actually, and they do say Wave Echo Mine, and are actually camped at the entrance to it. And they say that they eagerly await his arrival in some rather unpolite terms about his tardiness. And then it's signed Nundro and Tharden.
I think I'll go just hand it to Milena and be like, don't recognize any of the names, but it seems like Gundren was expected somewhere.
Milena, you can make me, just make me an intelligence check. 12. Yeah, I'd say you recall in a previous conversation that it has come up before that Gundren has two brothers, and you're pretty sure that's probably what Nundro and Tharden is referring to, as they are both dwarven names.
Probably his brothers. Would be my guess.
Have you already buried Ding, Stone?
No, I was just getting to it. His body's shrouded there. I grabbed as many of his belongings as, I could find. And his shoes. He's really adamant about the shoes, Trying to find next of kin, and people were saying that Gundren would likely be that person, so it seems that maybe... Well, Ding doesn't have anyone, as far as we know.
I was just saying Gundren's office would know.
Oh.
Not Gundren's family.
Sure.
Well,
administratively.
I think Ding had mentioned being the oldest brother, so he might have quite a large family. I'm sure they would at least want his belongings.
Well, we've got him. Pointing over to Ding's bag. Everything's in there.
Connor, can I rifle through it and see if there's any
Yeah. You look for anything
important
sort of
items or any
wise.
an amulet or like a necklace or...
Yeah, I mean, I'd say because you're sort of doing this, at a relaxed pace, there's no need to roll or anything. You don't really find anything of even seemingly particular value in Ding's pack. I mean,
Nothing that would be like ding,
no,
I guess.
There's nothing that seems personal. It all seems to be like fairly practical traveling gear.
Okay.
You do find that he did have the aforementioned map case, this like cylindrical hard leather tube that you originally found off of Gundren. But other than that, everything is fairly standard. It's just rations and, some documentation stuff. There's nothing of obvious sentimental value there.
Okay. I don't think that we're going to find anything that we could send back. Maybe just a proper burial and some kind words then.
Yeah, all right. Same with Gundren. If that's the case. Feeling a bit tired. If anyone wants to help me dig, that would be really
help.
nice. Thank you.
Well, just a suggestion. If you digged one standard 6-foot grave, they're both shorter in stature folks. They could be buried next to each other if you turn them sideways.
What do your religious rites say about that one, Stone? 2 people sharing the same grave. What do you think about that?
Like I said, our religious rites involve burning the bodies to return them to the ashes and the dust back to the stars. Things like that.
Great, cast fireball, go.
I haven't learned it yet.
So, I want to be respectful here, just trying to...
We could make it a little wider so they're not on their sides.
Sure. Go back to digging.
Sure. So you dig a suitable grave and eventually it is ready. Are you just putting the bodies in?
Yeah, they're as shrouded as best as can be, having gone through their belongings. Saying some prayers and burial rites to Saloon, just because that's all Stone knows. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. So you functionally bury Ding and Gundren, having said your rites, and refilled the grave behind you, and yeah, it's done.
Right. So, at least we don't have to worry about being eaten by a dragon this evening. What's next?
Well, I guess we've got to return to Phandelver and be able to ride off and off to the cave.
Sure.
I recommend sleeping the night. I'm pretty wiped from making it all the way out here, and I'm sure you guys would probably use a decent night's rest before setting out. But I could take you back. I know the quickest way through the woods, and get you on your merry way.
Sure. I'll take first watch.
Sure. So you guys all bedding down. Would anybody like to do anything before sleeping? Or?
Nope.
Okay. So say the night passes pretty smoothly. You take in turns in a couple of watches, but really nothing of any interest occurs. The forest seems completely silent around you, and you figure it may be because of Venomfang's arrival, perhaps scaring off some of the other regular inhabitants. But nothing of particular note happens, and eventually dawn does break, and with it, the birdsong rouses you all from your sleep.
I guess before anyone kind of wakes up, or like besides like the watch, Kiva would kind of stir, seeing the light in there. Connor, can I find like a flower?
You can certainly have a look.
Just to see if there's any like small flowers in the forest, something.
Yeah. Are you just wanting to like have a walk around the camp clearing and see?
Yeah, just like a quick look around, I guess.
Sure. Make me a nature check. See how easily you can spot this stuff.
All right. A 5.
A 5. So you're not really sure of like where to look. This is quite a heavily wooded area, and sort of like the undergrowth of the forest is mostly a mixture of plants you don't really recognize, none of them looking particularly ornamental or anything. But eventually you do found like a small flowering vine with these tiny white flowers growing around a tree, and you figure that's probably your best shot.
Yeah. I'm gonna pluck that.
Sure.
I'm gonna bring it, to the grave and just kind of do like a swirl kind of thing, and lightly with, everyone, without anyone hearing me. I would probably say,
Gundren, Ding, I know we messed up, and you both would be here today if we didn't make certain decisions. I'm gonna live my life to try to be better. I want you to know that I'm sorry, and I'll make it up to both of you. I'm just gonna walk back.
All right. Yeah, the rest of you are certainly rousing from your sleep at this point.
Melina would be packing up camp, I think.
So how far? Well, I was going to ask, how far is the journey to Phandelver from here?
So, Firen, you would know it's not very far. You are on the southernmost point of the Neverwinter Wood, and yeah, I mean it's really not far at all. You could easily be in there within half a day or so.
Yeah, it's a short jaunt. Take most of a day, but you'll be in time for dinner. So, when everybody's ready, I'll lead the way.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. So you guys start making your way back towards Phandelver, and really you do manage to traverse the land with Firen's guidance and your own knowledge of the area at this point relatively easily. Nothing besets you, and you don't encounter any tribulations on your way. And eventually you do start approaching the borders of the town of Phandelver. You start making your way in the familiar road at this point, beyond Barthen's provisions. Is there anything any of you would like to do as we arrive into Phandelver?
So where are we meeting, Riles?
Good question, DM. Where are they beating right off?
You would know that he is waiting at the Stonehill Inn for the party.
He's over at the inn. Probably there. If not, you won't wander far. Nobody has anything else to do? Well, head straight to it, and then I'll bid you a farewell.
Sounds good to me.
Just go.
All right, so you make your way down the main road towards the town green of Phandelver, and as you reach the Stonehill Inn, it looks to be fairly quiet. You know, you judge that it's probably the late afternoon at this point. It's far too early for any sort of evening reverie to have begun, and you head into the familiar site of the Stonehill Inn. There's just a couple of patrons in there, slowly sipping mugs of beer and some of them poking at some food, but generally speaking, it's quite a quiet scene.
Well, it is nice to be indoors again.
Do we see anyone that we recognize?
Not at the moment, no.
Shall we get a drink and wait?
Oh,
No. Somehow I'm not very thirsty. For once. You enjoy. I'm a wait here.
Yeah, I guess Angor and I'll go get an ale.
Sure. So you guys go up to the bar. There doesn't appear to be anybody on the bar, but you're both looking for a beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys go up to the bar with the intention of getting an ale each, and you seem to wait for a while, and Godfrey doesn't appear until eventually there's like a slight shuffling sound, and two of the mugs begin floating off a shelf and float their way over to a keg where beer starts pouring into each one of them. And then they just gently bob their way to the counter in front of you.
I've had a really long couple of days, and I'm sure you have too, Angor. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
pretty clever, isn't it? Do without the table staff, the bar that serves itself.
Oh, good. So you do see it.
Yes.
Is this normal?
Maybe for someone with command of the arcane arts, it is, I suppose.
Right, so not ghosts.
I don't think a ghost would give you a beer like that, mate. Maybe, I don't know.
Honestly, I've been to Waterdeep one time, and there was this place called Troll Skull, and it seemed to have this little ghost running around serving beers.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. I don't like ghosts.
Right, so we'll just assume magic, not ghosts, right? Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, as you go to take your drinks off the counter, You find yourselves incapable of pulling them without some form of resistance, and after a couple of attempts, there's a slight tapping noise on the counter.
Oh, I thought it was just gifted. I see. I understand. Sorry. I'm sorry. I will pay. I can't remember what the price for an ale is.
I'll just put a gold on the table. It's fine. This will pay for everything.
The gold bobs off the table and disappears under the counter.
This covers all of it. You know that.
And then, yeah, you're able to pick the beers up and start to drink them.
Right. Now, again, cheers.
So where is Ryloth then, if he's not here?
Don't know. The big scary lady's not here either. She never leaves the door.
I guess you said there was locals in here, Connor, right?
There's two patrons in there, yeah, sitting at separate tables. Neither of them are your particular friend that you tend to encounter in here. But yeah, there are two sort of like I mean, you would assume from their garb that they're farmers of some sort. They're kind of in muddy, basic clothing, just sitting, sipping ales.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Have you seen Godfrey or, I guess, kind of an outdoorsy type human?
With this, the one at the table closest to you looks up and he goes, outdoorsy type human. In Phandelver, there's a fair bunch of them, to be sure, but you might need to be more specific. As for the Godfrey fella, he's not here, no. He's got his, some sort of ghost doing the work for him.
Maybe it is a ghost. Connor, was there any distinct characteristics of Ryloth?
Rydoth, sorry. Yeah, I mean, he was very clearly garbed in like a few sort of, I mean, you would have seen them before. You'd assume them to be like herbalist pouches or like foragers pouches. But other than that, no, he was just quite practically dressed. He was a bit more dressed than like the farmers in there, for instance. He had a rugged leather coat on and generally outdoor survivalist gear.
Well, I guess I would do my best to describe that to them.
You sort of explain like a rangery survivalist looking type, and the guy scratches his chin and goes, come to think of it, yeah, I have seen him around here. He's been popping in an awful lot and asking questions around town. Grab a chair and he'll show up.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I guess I'm waiting.
Sure. So you sit with the others, and would any of you like to do anything while you are sort of recuperating in the inn? Or would you just like to wait for Rydoth's arrival?
I would like to ask, Fyron, was it?
Yes, Fyron. I'm assuming you're Kiva. I got slight descriptions from Rodolph before he sent me out.
Yes. Sorry, I was might have rude. I didn't introduce myself earlier. You said that you were with Rydoth and you're helping him, right?
We're members of the same order, so the Emerald Enclave. But I bumped into him passing through town. He said, you owe me one. So I went out and found you guys and brought you back. So, yeah, that's the extent. Nice enough guy, kind of a curmudgeon, but so am I.
Ah, so it's more of like a favor.
Yes.
All right, I just want to know why you were with him.
Yeah, just he pulled me out of a bad situation a long time ago, and every time I see him, I try to do something to help him out, and unfortunately, he takes advantage of it a little bit, but I don't mind. Going for a nice walk is never a bad thing.
I suppose. Well, all right then. Melina. Actually, did you want to get that drink with me? I think we might be here for a little while.
She's been kind of like just staring off the middle ground, and she's kind of like, yeah, I suppose.
All right, I'll go up and I'll get around for the table. She'll go there and just put some, I guess, coin. Everything's floating, right?
Well, there's no one visibly at the bar. Nothing's moving at the moment.
Okay. Hello? Can I get 3 more ales? Hello?
And with this, after a few moments, 3 mugs do begin to float off a shelf and towards the keg, where they are filled with ale, one by one, slowly, and they're placed on the counter in front of you.
Oh, all right then.
You're muted, Joel.
Sorry, it's a ghost. The gold
It's a
still pays for
ghost.
these. Doesn't it, ghost?
And with this, there's a pause, and even though you can't see or even feel anything, you sense a shrug in the environment.
How do you feel that? I sense a shrug.
Please give me the description
have you
for
never
feeling
just
a
had-
shrug.
You never just got shruggy vibes off a place? That's what you
I'm
get.
getting some shruggy vibes here.
The walls jiggle up and down or something.
That shrug means that 1 gold piece definitely pays for at least the 5 ales. And
Well,
you
the
know
ales are
that.
put down on the counter in front of you.
I'll try to grab one to hand to Kiva. Does it
Yeah,
move?
you can pick them up.
Okay, hand it to Kiva. Thank you.
All right, so maybe we just wait here and I don't know, is there a game we could play while? Or it is a bit early.
Your game. Don't think I'm ready for games.
Okay, I'll just sit here silently then.
So as you sit there and brutally drink your ales, after some time, probably like 30 or 40 minutes, the door does swing open and the familiar figure of Rydoth does step inside, followed by your gnomish friend Godfrey. They seem to be chatting to each other until Rydoth looks up and sees your tail and goes, "Oh, I was wondering when you'd get here. I see you're down a friend."
Yeah, we are.
2, actually. 1 wasn't part of the party, but we were trying to go get him. Gundren's dead too.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's been a long couple of days.
And you notice Godfrey just awkwardly sidling away.
Oh, hey, question. Magic or ghost?
Huh?
The, barkeeper.
Oh! Yeah, magic. I guess sort of a magic ghost. But yeah, that's just Gary. I use him to watch the bar while I'm out.
I could sense it shrug. Did you know that?
Yeah,
That's really
he's got a little
weird.
bit of an attitude on him. I've spoke to him about it before. He wants
Right.
to be a shift manager, but I told him if you don't get rid of that attitude, there's just no way.
Well, at least I have a name now. Thanks. Just raise the glass to him. And thank you too, Gary.
Oh, I dismissed him as I walked in. I always do.
Well, when he's back, tell him thanks, I guess.
Sure. He never really has much of a response, but sometimes you get something out of him.
Well, maybe you can sense a smile or something.
Maybe.
Well, right off, thank you for sending Firen to go get us. We're here, I guess.
Yep, I suppose you are. I mean, are you still seeking Wave Echo Cave, or I don't want to assume, as obviously you've been through a bit of a tragedy.
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm pretty sure we are.
I think Gundren would have wanted that.
At least answer the letter. Let others know he's not coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, my side of the deal was my side of the deal. I'll tell you everything I know about Wave Echo Cave and lead you there. The more I hear, the more I'm thinking maybe it's something we should, and he glances at you, Firen, take an interest in anyway.
Oh?
Yeah.
What's that?
There's some talk around town of, well, it seems like it's quite a hotly contested location. People have always come here looking for it, but it seems as though some people have found it. And, well, from what I've heard of stories long ago, some of them from our friend Agatha, of what's in there, well, I think that we might want to make sure it falls into the right hands.
Fair enough. I said in that direction anyways. Actually, that's a lie. I don't know what direction you're heading in, but...
Yes, I think that you should probably accompany our friends until their business is done. Make sure nothing goes awry.
Okay, I can do that, but last favor.
Oh, we'll see about that. But yes, Wave Echo Cave, and he sort of pulls up a stool and sits at the table with you. He goes, truth be told, and one of the things that's always tickled me a little bit is it's actually right outside Phandelver. Sort of hidden in plain sight.
What?
Yeah, it's in the foothills of the mountains, the Sword Coast Mountains that run, well, just east of Phandelver, really.
So why do they call it Wave Echo? Figured it would be more coastal.
Well, from my knowledge of the area, there's actually a lot of underground geothermic pools here.
Oh.
And in some of the caves, I've never been to Wave Echo, but I imagine it would get the name from you can hear some of that activity throughout the cave. Sounds a bit like the crashing tide to those who don't know what it is.
Geothermic. That's a new one for me. Learned something today.
Yeah, there's a lot I could teach you about geography, but it might take a while.
Well, we've got a walk to do, right?
Well, actually, it's only about 10 or 15 miles outside Phandelver, so...
Oh, hell.
It's not far at all. We could.
It's been this close the whole time.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's helped keep it hidden for so long. There's a hidden entrance to it within those foothills. If you know where it is, it's not hard to find, but if you don't know where it is, you could get lost wandering around those.
Thankfully, we've got some direction then.
Yeah.
No dragony bits inside that one, right?
No.
Really?
I'd be aware if there was another dragon in this area, and, well, you saw the destruction that Venomfang's arrival brought.
All right.
Although I will say, from what I've heard, and mostly this is old information from Agatha many years ago, but what's hidden in there is quite powerful. And I can't help but imagine there's all sorts of things in there looking to exploit it, even if they haven't figured out how yet. So what I'm saying is don't go underprepared.
It's more than just a cave filled with, lots of valuables. There's more to it than that.
Yeah. There's something in there called the Forge of Spells, which I assume is what all the fuss is about.
Do you know anything about this forge? What it does? I mean...
Agatha was alive a long time ago. She said in her time, it was used in some sort of trade. There was a great accord between man, dwarves, and elves when it comes to mining this area. And obviously, dwarven folk, very talented miners. And I think what a lot of the mages from man and from elves, they would trade for a lot of this raw material through offering magical services. So I can only assume the Forge of Spells is something that they did in there to help excavate or perhaps pay for a lot of the things in there. Now, I don't know how much you know about the history of this region, but the raw materials in there were incredibly valuable. We're talking mithril and all sorts of gems. So to trade for that, it's got to be something pretty good.
Do we know if it's dangerous or just powerful? Are we trying to go up against a nefarious race, or is it just this is real cool?
Well, anything that has, people who'd do wrong with power, chasing after it, I'd say that's probably your answer.
Okay.
So when we find this Forge of Souls, what are we supposed to do with it?
It's the Forge of Spells, actually, not souls. That sounds way scarier.
Oh,
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'd rather not get soul forged.
At least I really hope I didn't mishear Agatha. But the Forge of Spell, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. If it's something that could help the area, maybe we can make it do that. Or if it's something that should be shut away, well, we can probably do that as well.
I think either the way we should check it out and find out ourselves which it should be.
I mean, you told me that your friend Gundren had been taken, presumably because he knew how to get there. If people are willing to kidnap and murder and all sorts for this thing, yeah, I dare say that you probably, and well, at this point, I want to beat those people there.
All right.
If they're already there, as I suspect they might be, well, that's its whole other challenge.
Well, Stone, do you still have that note?
Sorry, what? No.
Gundren's note. The one that we found?
The letter to Gundren, I believe.
The letter.
Gave it to Milena.
Milena takes, is halfway, taking it out of her pouches.
It said, you mind if I see that one more?
Yeah.
It says right here that they made camp right outside, so I guess we should prepare that there might be been for a while.
Yeah, if this was sent before all this happened, well, hopefully they're still there. You might have some allies, or if not, you might have some more people who need rescuing.
Yeah.
Well,
Connor, what time is it?
It's early evening at this point.
Okay. I don't think we should go at night. Maybe first dawn tomorrow morning.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, all right. One thing though, can we just come together as a group here and have some understanding about this? No more dying.
I'll do my best, Stone, but I can't promise anything.
Just, give it a good old try. And maybe the next time we run into a dragon, we can offer it some tantalizing names that might get us out of trouble before someone gets ripped into 17 different pieces.
Do you know any good names, Stone?
No, but apparently Kiva's just a genius with them.
I only learned that from Orlo. You were there.
Right. So
I didn't know that the first time.
You ask for a new one tomorrow night. Maybe Orlo will be. Anyways, I just don't want more people to die. That's, Crux's situation here. Don't know. Not feeling super good about the last couple of days here.
I think the last few days we were split as a party. We all had different goals and different feelings about decisions, and I don't think we fought as one even yet.
No, because it was a dragon.
I know, but what I'm saying is that if we're all together and we all have the same goal, the same decision, I think that we'll be okay.
The next time we're having a conversation with an incredibly powerful creature, we don't go into an uncontrollable rage and hit things before finishing the conversation.
Yes, exactly
All right.
like that.
Fantastic. I just don't want anyone else to die. That's all I'm saying. Sure, as one. Came back to try and save you. Die together if we do it then.
Well, I'm motivated.
Yeah, I'm just gonna definitely try to not die before
You're
this
not
favor's
part of this
done.
conversation right now,
Oh,
Fire.
we're at
This
the
isn't
same.
about
I'll
you.
okay. I'll walk away. take my cup, go to another table.
It's like, no, you don't leave.
You don't have to leave. This is just not about you right now, all right?
Well, it's going to be if you don't want anyone with us to die. They're going to be with us.
Fine. Firen, no dying.
Thanks. You didn't have to tell me.
I pack maybe 7 different healing abilities a day. So just don't get torn limb from limb before I can get there.
Right. I pull out a little notebook and write down, don't get torn limb from limb.
You know what? I actually appreciate that you taking the notes on that. Thank you. Makes me feel a little bit better.
I want to do my job. If we all do our jobs, I think it'll be okay. What now, my job, I don't know what your job. My job is to be with you while you do your job. Because
what is our job? I thought it was save Gundren, and now it's just we go tell potentially Gundren's brothers that he's dead.
Well, and I think potentially stop. There's obviously this black spider who's been pulling the strings, and well, I'm going to bet that he's going to be out well, she could be at Wayvaco Cave.
I hope it's not a real spider, just like a moniker. Don't like spiders.
I believe you were told the name of the black spider.
Are we?
Maybe. I think you were, yes.
How long ago?
When you captured someone.
Oh, Nesna.
Nesna, yeah, that's correct.
Nesna. Haha, no taking.
Oh, look at my notes.
Nesna's not an actually spider.
I didn't take your notes. It's my notes.
So yeah, wherever you guys go, I'll follow. But quick question. You mentioned some Orlo fella.
He's just an old friend of ours.
Oh, okay.
Just a guy we know.
Gotcha. Cool.
Apparently really good at coming up with names. Right. So I'm gonna have another ale, try to forget the last 2 days, and move on.
Have you ever seen a dwarf say no to ale?
No. Actually, even in the monastery, quite a lot of drinking happened there.
Cultural.
Huh.
So you go and get more beers, and this time it's Godfrey who serves you with a smile and stunning service. And you go back and sit down at your table. Is there anything any of you would like to do or ask Rydoth or anything?
Oh, did we ever talk to him about knowing the name of the black spider and
So you mentioned that the black spider had captured Gundren. I don't think you spoke to him about the black spider particularly, though.
Should we do that? I feel like we should do that.
I may be wrong, but at least I don't think you spoke to him about it.
If we haven't, we should ask.
Shut up, comment section.
Yeah.
If you haven't, shut up, comment section.
Timestamp this point right here, comment section, and say I'm being quiet. Smile face. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll just tell him.
What would you like to tell him?
The name that I've just instantaneously forgotten. Nesna. Thank you.
Nesna.
So, Black Spider, kind of know the name. Maybe you recognize it. Maybe you know a little bit more information if you kind of give some background. Nesna? Does that ring any bells?
Furrows his brow. Tell you what, let's see what he knows. All right, so he furrows his brow from it. He goes, Nesna. Do you know what? I think I've heard of a troublemaker by that name, but not in a while. If he's using some sort of pseudonym now, that would make sense. Yeah, I think he's popped up before trying to find Wave Echo Cave. I've seen a lot of people do it over the years, so my memory's a bit foggy, but Nesna, yeah, he was definitely one of the ones organizing some ruffians to try and get information on it, I think.
So he's a criminal of sorts, like a bandit leader?
I've never seen him myself, but I'd imagine so, yeah. If he's, encouraging people to kidnap and murder and extort information, Well, I think in most places he'd be regarded as a criminal, yes.
All right. Right. I think that's about it for me, unless anyone wants to stay up and maybe play, some silvers or something, bounce the coin into a little cup, finish the ale, go to bed.
Kiva actually wants to go talk to Godfrey. It's okay.
All right. Yeah, Godfrey's behind the bar.
Okay.
Polishing the glass, as Craig loves.
I was hoping, you used to be an adventurer, right? I've seen your magic. You're very good.
Oh, thanks.
I was hoping maybe, have you ever seen anything like this before?
And she's gonna hold up the bracelet.
Huh. That looks expensive. Have I seen things like it? Yeah. I don't. Is it magical? I can't really tell with a glance.
Yeah, I can feel something there. I don't really know if I want to use it yet, but there's something. I've never done any magic. I don't even know the faintest thing on magic, but somehow it feels like I have some type of idea, and I've never felt like that before.
What's the idea?
I don't know. It's like I can cast a spell. It's hard to grasp.
Oh, you can store spells in items. I do it all the time. And he jingles his rings at you. He's like, I barely have to bother casting anything myself anymore. It's great.
Do you know how to, I guess, deal with... I don't want to cast it in fear that it might be something bad or I might hurt someone.
Well, I can take a closer look at that thing if you give me it.
Well, I can't take it off, but I can extend my arm.
Sure, put it on the counter. And he kind of hops up on a crate. So he's sort of level with you. He looks down at your arm on the counter and he goes, huh, yeah, that's really in there, huh? And he sort of gives it a poke and a jiggle. And you can feel the spikes biting into your arm. It's yeah, that's on there, huh? All right, well. And you see a faint shimmer of purple pass across his eyes. And he looks at it again. He goes, oh. Yeah, it's enchanted, all right, but there's something else in there as well. Divination, huh? How did you get this?
That dragon forced its way.
Dragon?
Yeah.
What?
It says...
What? In Phandelver?
Well, not exactly in Phandelver. Well, when we went to get Rydoth, there was...
Oh, in Thunder Tree.
Yeah, there was a dragon around and...
I can't believe he didn't tell me about that.
I can't speak for him. But,
well,
do you know...
How did you get it? What, did he give you it? Did you take it?
Yeah. Yeah, he gave it to me and said that it was to keep an eye on me.
That'd be the divination in there. He can maybe not keep an eye on you, but I reckon he can probably sort of tell roughly where you are.
I don't want it. Do you know what spells or what it might have in it? I don't want to accidentally hurt some.
It's got some sort of something a bit abjuration-y, kinda. It's gonna modify people's perception of you in a way. That's interesting. But there's this as well. I'm pretty sure you can do it's got a rather simple enchantment, this bit, but there's some minor acid spells. I think it's probably gonna fire one of those.
He did have poison.
Yeah, that's kind of similar. Most poison is through acid. Why don't you give it a go? Just sort of see if you can throw anything out of it. Just let your mind be free and, Maybe not at any of the patrons. Just do it at the wall or something.
All right, Kiva's gonna face the wall. She's gonna like, I guess, try to like hit first, but like mess it up because she's used to hitting like, you know, using a like a sword or something
you
like that.
Swing a punch and nothing happens. Like, no. Focus on the bracelet. Like, just really kind of let it cast out there. Relax your arm, for God's sake. You're never gonna cast spells like that.
And she'll you know, put her hand to the wall and I guess
yeah, and as you do, a bright green flash emanates from the bracelet, and you cast the cantrip Acid Splash, which sends a globe of green acid soaring out, where it splashes against the wall and begins to sizzle through the solid stone. And with a wave of his hand, Godfrey seems to make the acid disappear, and he goes, "Huh, that was interesting. Good thing Lokai wasn't here for that. She really wouldn't have appreciated that."
Yeah, I'm sorry, but well, thank you. At least I just wanted to. I was worried.
No, it seems well, someone's keeping an eye on you in a sense, but I can't see anything else directly harmful in there.
That's good. All right. Thank you so much, Godfrey. I really appreciate your help.
Oh, that's all right. I'm pretty bored around here at this point, really. I'm probably gonna go somewhere else soon.
Like, leave? Phandelver?
Yeah, probably. I've been here like months now. It's really boring.
Well, you know, we are about to leave tomorrow. Would you like to trip somewhere else more exciting?
His eyes narrow as he senses that you're trying to exploit him for something. He's like, "Where are you going?"
We're making our way to Wave Echo Cave tomorrow morning.
Ah, Wave Echo Cave. I've never heard of it.
Do I believe him?
An inside check if you like.
Okay. It was 6.
You can't tell.
Okay.
Well, we're heading out at first dawn, and if you want a little bit more exciting.
No, I shouldn't make much of a noise here. There's like, at this point, so many people out there who want to kill me, and I don't really want to bring that down on a quiet town like Phandelver.
I understand.
Maybe we'll bump into each other again down the road.
I hope so. It was good to see you, Godfrey.
Sure. I mean, I'll be here for a little while longer.
Can I get one more round of ale for the table then?
Oh, sure thing. And yeah, he turns around and he pours you some ales and puts them on the bar.
She like grabs as many as she can. She'll take two trips.
Yeah, you can like carry them all, I guess. And like.
All right, cool.
You know, Angor, I've only ever had one mug of ale before.
What do you mean, like
The third one's doing the trick, I think. Is this what drinking is?
Well, you're raising the tankard up to your lips and tipping it and swallowing.
Right? And you just keep going until you just don't remember anything. We had people that would come into the monastery a lot that would do that and say it helped with, you know, nightmares and memories and
I mean,
things of their past.
That's probably
Is this
not
how this works.
It's probably not the healthiest way to deal with a trauma like that. You could certainly choose to do so, but maybe I wouldn't rely too much on alcohol to suppress feelings.
And how are you feeling, Angor?
I mean, a bit anxious about tomorrow, I suppose. A bit melancholy about Ding. A bit confused by the whole Orlo situation. You know, a few different feelings.
Right. Well, you're a smart guy, right?
After a few beers, that was not subtle at all, Firen, in case you're wondering.
His name.
You know, Angor, you're really smart.
Oh,
Is what we're doing the right thing?
Oh, God. I mean, that's not really I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're the one who comes from a more philosophical background than me, Stone. So,
Ungor, yes, but I'm 16 years old and I've spent my entire life in a monastery. I'm asking for a little bit of guidance here, as I would love a fourth one of these. I'm feeling fantastic, honestly.
Well, maybe that's my advice then. Have another drink.
You are so smart, Ungor. You are so smart.
You know, Stone, I'm also 16. Can't just keep blaming that.
Not blaming it. I'm saying I don't really have the experience to know whether or not what we've been doing is right. Because it feels like every other step we take, someone's getting hurt or killed. And the entire original reason we were here is now definitely dead. Just, trying to puzzle it all out. Not blaming it. Just a lack of experience, Kiva.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but as my mama says, it's all an experience. Each part, even if things happen that we don't like, we learn, we grow.
What does Mama say about friends getting torn to bits by dragons?
That was not part of her stories, I'll be honest.
Right, okay. Well, maybe we can ask her at some point if she has any advice about that.
Oh, I'd love you to meet my mama.
Me too, I think. Would love to know where you've got all your fire from. That fighting spirit and whatnot.
My dad says the same thing all the time.
All right. Okay.
Some more drink.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe water for Stone this round.
Well, hang
and
on.
she's gonna switch.
What? Hang on. I can.
Constitution.
Fine. Fine.
If you're bent on drinking yourself into oblivion, at least you could pace yourself a little bit more.
Yes, Mother. But if the nightmares come out again tonight, I'm blaming you.
I blame you. You're the reason, I'm the reason you're here. Blame me all you want.
You both seem rather close. Is Melina, you're the reason that Stone's out of the monastery?
Yes.
To experience some of the world, which apparently he's having a time processing.
Didn't expect this, Melina. You said we're going on a bit of a carriage ride. You might have to use some of that new magics you've learned. We're going to a little town called Phandelver. Just kind of snowballed out of control, it feels like.
And that can happen. Did I expect all this to happen? No.
I'm not blaming you, Melina. Just... It really sucks out here.
It's... Yeah. Not every day is gonna be fun. It's just trying to let you to process your first time.
Processing. My first time. I'm processing. Yeah, processing. Anyway.
Doing great.
I'm gonna go rest. Feeling a bit like the room is moving a lot, but
it's just shrugging is all.
Oh. It's gotta stop doing it so quickly and so often then. I'm gonna go have a lie down.
Take some water with you.
Right. Like cradle it and go to the bed.
All right. Is everybody heading up to bed to rest for the night?
Yes.
Okay. You notice Rydoth appears to be staying at the inn as well, and you all go to your prearranged rooms. And unless anybody would like to do anything prior to sleeping, we'll sort of skip to the morning. Any nighttime rituals? Ungor getting into your cozy PJs?
Hot chocolate, slice of toast.
Very nice.
Stone will do his nightly prayers, but this time also pray to Orlo.
Oh, jeez.
You're not doing the count to Orlo, are you?
No. This is a direct prayer. Orlo, it seems that you might have some. This is still drunk Stone. Some mighty fine names that we may need to know in case we run across any other dragony people, things, and need to get away. So if you could just send me a name overnight that might get us out of any other horrific situations before our friends are brutally mutilated before us, that'd be great. Thank you.
How loud are you saying these prayers?
Oh, he's drunk. I'm probably pretty loud.
Yeah,
you've heard like the
if you were in the corridor, you could hear it through his
the drunk yelling.
Like the entire like prayer to Saloon was probably pretty stock standard and stuff like that, and then just praying to Orlo. Then have a great night, sleep well, see you later. Okay, bye.
I'm just gonna poke my head out of the room. Okay, that's 3 times that Orlo has been mentioned.
Including praying too.
It's just somebody in the morning. Just please. Is an inside joke. I gotta know. Okay, good night.
Yes.
All right, you all bed down for the night and awaken in the morning and make your way downstairs to where Godfrey has laid out the usual food spread. And Rydoth is already down there, very happily munching away on charcuterie. We'll say that you all arrive around a similar time.
Well, I suppose we're all about ready to head to the cave.
Yeah, ready. Ready to go. God, my head hurts.
Ice at the water.
I finished it and yeah, whatever.
With his Rydoth butts in, he's just like, one thing I would say, we might be gone for some time. I hear Wave Echo Cave can be, quite expansive from the old mining stories. Make sure you've got anything you need before we set out.
How are we looking on rations, travel rations? Are we okay? I think we picked up some previously. Or just the sound of hard tap.
You did buy some rations, yes, from Barthen's Provisions before you set out to Thunder Tree. So I'd say you're pretty well stocked for rations. You also have things.
Yeah, I was gonna in Ding's bag, wouldn't there be a bunch of seeds?
Yes, there were a lot of seeds and 13 rations.
Poor Morgana.
Yeah. Oh, she's probably delighted.
Yeah, she's probably pretty happy
she's
that
free!
She's like,
she gets,
don't send her into kamikaze missions.
Ding had 13 packs of rations and seeds. So you're pretty stocked if you took them.
At that point, can I stop at Barthen's Provisions?
Yeah, of course. You can make the trip up the road to Barthen's Provisions.
Okay. I guess with Dig's stuff. Which goes to the shopkeep, the one that we talked earlier.
Well, you go in there and it's a different shopkeep. It's a slightly older man.
Oh. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Where was the other shopkeep? Are they not here today?
I work today and Thursday.
Ah. All right.
Part-time job. It keeps me busy. Gets me off my feet. What can I help you with?
I was wondering if I could extend my deal with the other shopkeep.
I haven't heard of a deal. What is it?
Oh, it's just to deliver some rations somewhere. They'll know about it. If I can just leave these rations as well as some more money here, I'm sure they'll take care of it.
Okay. Yes, I can leave a note.
Thank you. Appreciate that. She'll leave all of Ding's rations as well as another 10 gold.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah, it's to cover as much as it can cover.
You could buy rations for a couple of years with this, but okay.
That's the plan. I appreciate your help.
Just say Kiva was here.
Okay. He just looks utterly bewildered at
Good.
this incredibly strange request.
Okay. She bought X amount of years of rations. All right, and that's all she wanted.
Feeding her nothing like it's a
I
Tamagotchi.
am maintaining it, and I would. Yep. And she'll go back to the group.
I guess as part of preparations, maybe, I don't know, more of the land folk, the trees in the wilderness, but do we need anything special for a mine?
Oh, right. Should probably get some. Oh. I think while we're there, Stone has a priest's pack. I think he would like to augment it with gear from like a dungeoneering pack. Things like torches, pitons, rope, like climbing gear. That
so
kind
you
of
would
stuff.
remember, just from having seen it in the stockroom there, that Line Shield Costa does have these sorts of things, and you'd be able to go and pick it up for free. Yeah.
Perfect. I would do
so,
that.
yeah, you can go and do that. You can go and augment your pack. Would anybody else like to make any changes? Get anything?
Fine, thanks.
Lovely.
I just looked at my character sheet and I have tool proficiency with 5 different sets of tools.
Nice.
Welcome to being a dwarf.
Iron's out there playing Minecraft. Let's go.
Minecraft.
So I guess the only thing he would probably pick up in this situation is either a herbalism kit or a set of thieves' tools. So if either of those are available.
I mean, you can't easily buy a set of thieves' tools, especially not out in the open. But
that's kind of what I
yeah, you'd be able to find a. You probably, I would say, you would just have a herbalism kit, given your profession.
Works for me.
As an add thing, I believe we still haven't given out the potions of healing that Ding had in his thing.
True.
Yeah, those would have been useful.
I believe there's 5, so I'll just.
Well, I don't think Ding ever added them to his character sheet, so I'll take your word on that.
I didn't add them to my character sheet, but there's 2 of them.
Oh, is it 2 of them? Okay.
Yes.
I'll give 1 to Milena and 1 to I'll hold 1. Me and Milena.
Well, while the party is provisioning themselves and making any adjustments they want, we will take a short break here, and then we'll set off after the break. By the way, for those of you watching at home, the party will, because they have officially discovered the location of Wave Echo Cave, or at least a means to it, the party have hit level 4 as well. So please do that during the break. Woo! And when you come back, you can see all their updated stats and whatnot. And yeah, let's take 5-10 minutes and then continue. This episode of Lost Mine of Phandelver is sponsored by BCW Supplies, our go-to source for protecting our prized collectibles. From cards to comics to coins, BCW Supplies has top-tier options to store, protect, and show off your rarest gems. Head over to bcwsupplies.com and use the code ISP10 to get 10% off of your whole order. BCW Supplies. Protect, store, display. Welcome back, everyone. The party have just been leveling up and choosing their feats. We've certainly got some spicy ones. It's going to be interesting. And they've been doing their health and whatnot as well. So, yes, the party is now, I think, done provisioning, unless anybody would like to make any additional adjustments to their kit while they are in the town of Phandelver. But if not, Rydoth awaits. Would we like to head out?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all reconvene with Rydoth outside the Stonehill Inn. He goes, well, if everything's ready, we can head out. I don't recommend taking a cart or anything, because we'll be walking through the foothills. Should take us half a day to get there at most. It's really not too arduous a journey from here at all. We will be going into the foothills of the Sword Mountains, though, so just bear that in mind and watch your step. In fact, you got a map. I'll mark the location of the cave for you in case you get lost. You can always refer to this.
Right there. It's been
Under
there
our
the whole
noses
time.
the whole time.
Certainly has been.
How dare it?
The stones throw away.
Hey, Lamar. All
That's where
right.
to send out.
So you're heading out. So you do set out of the town of Phandelver and make your way directly east almost as soon as you exit the town itself, along the foothills of the Sword Mountains. And as you get out there, the terrain does change quite significantly from where you've currently been traveling. It does become a lot rockier and a lot more hill-like until you do reach the parts where the crags and valleys begin to run deep. At this point, Rydoth does lead you down a particular valley, and you can easily see how, despite its proximity to Phandelver, it would be very easy to never find this place, even with years of searching. There are endless differences between the valleys and peaks, and he seems to know the way well enough, and he leads you further and further into the foothills of the Sword Mountains. As you're traveling, is there anything anyone would like to do, or would you just be trudging along?
Trudging.
And join the trudge.
Yeah.
All right. So you charge through the foothills until eventually he begins to pause every now and again at a turning and leads you in a specific direction slightly south. Until eventually he says, well, by my memory, this is a roundabout where the entry should be. Huh. You're sort of having a glance around your general surroundings even. Goes, oh, that's right, just through here. And he leads you to a rock formation beginning to jut out of one of the sides of the hills. And you can now see that there is a small tunnel that appears to burrow through the back of this cave. He goes, yep, I think just in there. And, well, go through that and I think you'll find yourself in the Wave Echo mine. I'm afraid this is where I'm going to leave you, though. I'm not what I once was in a fight, and, well, if there is any trouble to be had in there, I'd rather not be involved.
Well, thanks for showing us the way, Rydoth.
Oh, well, a deal was a deal, and, you know, you seem like good people, so I'm more than happy to help you out.
Yeah, that stone, we are good.
All right, we'll put that in a win column.
So we're even, Rydoth, right?
No, I would like you to accompany them, and, well, I think the Emerald Enclave might have interest on what's in there, so...
Oh, no, I know, but just, we're even.
Sure, until the next time.
God damn it. Oh, fine.
Just before we head in, does it look like there's a spot where a couple dwarves might have camped around here? Gundren's brothers?
Make me an investigation check, Uncle.
Okay, Connor.
Good call.
I rolled a 16.
A 16. So you're standing in this, or at the entrance to this rather small cave with a visible tunnel at the back of it. When you have a look around, you realize that while this would be a reasonable sort of emergency shelter from the weather, it's not big enough to establish any form of base camp in. It's really quite a small cave. However, when you look around, there is like marks on the ground and tracks, if you like, that there's definitely been some form of activity in here fairly recently.
I would relay that to the party.
It is relayed to the party.
Yeah, they must have been here. I wonder where they went.
In. They could have gone in. Maybe got in patient.
Waiting. Yeah.
Did it look like dwarven footsteps?
I'm not the type who could tell the difference myself.
Would I be able to make a survival check to discern if they're smaller or if they are...
Your own feet just start to fit in the hole.
Look at the shoes.
I mean, I wouldn't say that you'd really have to roll to tell that they're similar sized foot sizes to you, but you'd also know that dwarves don't particularly have smaller feet than humans, if you're using that as a benchmark comparison.
Oh, okay. I would figure that if we're 4 foot tall, we might not have the biggest toes, but...
They're not the small creatures, put it that way.
Yeah. We're the smallest medium creatures. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, apparently can't tell the difference in these shoes, but somebody's here.
Well, I guess we go inside then.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can see in the dark, right?
That's mage armor. I got mage armor.
It never gets old.
Wow, well, Uncle,
Well,
it's just like
Craig.
waving your hands wildly here.
When you cast Mage Armor, something happens. As you cast the very familiar spell to you, you realize that the grimoire gifted to you by Orlo at your side has begun to swirl with a strange form of mist. Your Mage Armor casts successfully, but you don't feel magically depleted by it at all, and the mist slowly fades away.
Or you seem to have misted yourself.
And you have not expended a spell slot.
Well, I use my staff of defense.
Oh, okay.
Glass
If
staff.
you're using your
Does it-
staff of defense, that's fine.
Does that regurgitate mist or?
No. Okay. No, I thought you were casting it normally. This guy's got all the staffs. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's got all the stuff.
One staff. I got one.
Wish
staff.
I had cool items, much like this man does.
Yeah,
In a
big
20
brain over here.
intelligence. Big
Well,
brain.
if we find someone with an item for a cleric or a ranger or a barbarian, then sure you
It's
can have
almost
it.
like Stone has been given an item by someone, and maybe he'll find out what it does briefly.
No, that's not important.
Okay,
Couldn't be.
so you're heading into the tunnel entrance.
Right, yes. Everyone can see in the dark. We're good. Eyesight wise. Yes.
And finally,
Right.
6 sessions in, I shall put you on the map for Wave Echo Cave.
Looks
It's like we finally got to the basement of Avernus.
Don't want to be here.
So as you enter through the tunnel entrance, eventually it does open out into a large cavern supported by natural pillars of rock and stalagmites. In the western part of the cave, behind a column of rock, there are 3 bedrolls and a heap of supplies. You can see things like bags of grain, bags of salt, some barrels of water and jerkies, and even lanterns and flasks of their oil next to them, as well as some pickaxes and shovels and other seemingly mining gear like ropes and pitons and all sorts. Amidst the supplies, however, as your eyes focus in and get used to the darkness, you do see the body of seemingly a dwarven miner. Now, the northeastern section of the cavern has collapsed, forming a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit. There is a sturdy rope tied off around one of the nearby stalagmites, and it dangles down into the pit. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to assume this is one of Gundren's brothers.
Well, how fresh does the body look?
Make me an investigation check. You can do an advantage, because I assume everyone's looking around at this. Unnatural 20. Okay, so the body has been dead for some time. You would assume, you're not an expert in this field, but you'd assume like at least a week or so. It has been here and is beginning to decompose quite seriously.
Could be one of the brothers. Matches a timeline. Maybe. Rough guess.
Where's the other brother then?
Elena just kind of like looks at the pit and then back at Kiva.
Oh,
Oh,
I
there?
see.
Maybe.
I'll rifle through the pockets of the dwarf.
Okay. Yeah, you have a rifle through his pockets and his belongings, and he doesn't really seem to have too much by means of identification or anything of interest on him, really. Are you just, like patting his pockets down, I take it? Stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, we might not have to tell any brothers. All 3 might be gone.
I don't know if that's comforting or not.
Well, there's only one way to really find out, since there's not just 3 bodies
You've
sitting
got-
here.
And Stone, as you're looking and discussing that, with Milena's investigation roll, something pops out to you. There are 3 bedrolls here and 1 body. 2 of the bedrolls have been used quite visibly. The sort of, duvet covers, whatever of them, have been laid out in disarray as though they've been frequently used. The 3rd one, although it does have a layer of rock dust and general grime on it, looks to be unused.
I'm guessing that was supposed to be Gundren's.
Or the dead guy.
Maybe, or maybe there was another person with the two brothers. Because it would seem a bit, curious in one way, but to set up a bedroll for someone who probably is carrying their own, I don't know.
True, and we're not deep enough. And I know you guys buried your friend in Gundren. I'm assuming if a brother died, you'd probably go and bury him too. So
what?
Something
One brother
happened.
dead and the other one's taken?
could be. Somebody else might have got the jump on them and said, lead the way.
I suppose the only way we'll get answers is by going down the pit.
Would you like to have a look in the pit, Ungor?
Yes, and I would also, what I would like to do, Connor, is cast light on a
little fella.
is cast light, the cantrip on just like a small stone and drop it down.
Well, I did tell you when you came in, and would be immediately evident from looking at it. The pit is about 10 foot deep.
Oh, okay, I would look kind of silly doing
clearly,
that.
so
I
you
wouldn't
would
do
look a
that
little
then.
silly.
I'd be too cool to do
I'll
that.
stop you doing it for your own sake. We won't tell the others. It's okay. No one's listening.
Lena's still looking at the body. It's fine. She doesn't see.
You see Ungor holding a shining pebble. So you look down into the pit, and it's very evident here that there was a cave-in of some sorts. There is sort of like strewn around even detritus and rocks and whatnot, lining the pit. But it does seem as though potentially some of the Rockseeker brothers, maybe, had been digging out and excavating this pit. You can tell from looking at it that the collapse seems to have occurred fairly recently, as you note that a lot of the rocks and whatnot do not bear the sort of layers of dust and rock and grime that covers everything else in here. And actually, they've been successful. It looks like they were trying to dig in two directions, but only the one in the northwesterly corner of the pit is open enough for you all to easily sort of stoop through this narrow arch of opening.
Before we go, when I was looking at the body, does it look like it was crushed by a rock or murdered?
Make me a medicine check. This will have disadvantage due to the decomposition of the body.
May I assist?
Yes.
Go on. Why not?
All right.
Would that be at a normal?
Yes, it's normal. Yes.
God, this
A 12.
A 12. It's hard to tell. You would assume that were a body to have been crushed by a rock, for instance, there would be more damage than this. That's the only real clear assumption you can draw from looking at it.
I didn't see any stab wounds, so yay.
Crushing wounds? I don't know.
Or if there's toxic gas in here.
Good call. How do we test for that? Does anybody have a canary or a small magpie to send down the cave?
Yeah, what's so interesting is that we had someone that had that, and now they're dead. So,
unfortunate.
I think there's no answers here. Hey, Ungor, is it a long drop or?
Oh, it's not long enough that you'd want to, say, drop down a light source to see. It's a hefty drop, but I wouldn't think it would hurt. We can climb down this rope here to the side.
All right. Well, we might as well get on with it then.
All right. Who's going first?
Not it.
I would probably suggest yourself, Kiva, if I'm being honest.
All right. Yeah. I can do it.
Okay, so Kiva, you're going out in front through the opening.
Yes.
Okay. As you proceed through the opening, you're met with more silence until all of a sudden there is a booming, crashing noise like a wave hitting a great rock. But you hear it in the distance, and it's like it reverberates throughout the tunnels and on the winds. You look around to see if there's any rushing water coming at you, it's so loud, but you don't see anything at all. And eventually the noise subsides, and you find yourself emerging into what appears to be a maze of mine passages.
I guess that's the echo. Looks like okay. But there's lots of different ways. How did anyone get around down here?
And you can drag yourselves onto the map, by the way.
Oh, that's a good sign. It's called a geothermic reaction.
He's learning.
I would just say pick a direction, Kiva, and we'll go for that one first.
So as you look around, you notice that the ceilings here aren't very high. These are definitely functional mining tunnels. Any of you over 6 feet would be struggling to stand up straight, in fact. And you can see that the walls are not decorated nor really truly formed in any place. You can see reinforcing timbers scattered throughout. But for the most part, they are just excavated rock faces that you're now in.
Watch your step, I guess, and lower your head.
A little cramped.
Let's go this way, and she'll take the right.
Taking the right. Okay. As you head up the easterly passageway, you notice that all you can see immediately are the fact that it does just continue in this absolute maze of seemingly never-ending twists and turns. So I'm going to need a direction from you. Where would you like to go? We'll say that you're standing sort of at the cross points there. I mean, how do I ping? There you go. So you're standing right here.
May I make a perception check to see if there's any obvious sign of, like, passage, blood, otherwise?
Ooh. Yes. Ping me where you're standing when you're looking around for this, Joe.
Sure. I'm, up here
where
at the
you
crossroads.
Okay.
Yeah, and
up
then
kind
of like taking a look.
Make a perception roll.
Alrighty. That'll be a 7.
Do you know what? A 7 is enough to get something. Because as you're looking around, the booming, crashing echo of a wave ripples through once more. And you can definitely tell that is coming from the northwesterly direction.
All right, so that was, I think, another one of those geothermic reactions. It's wow, it really does sound like a wave. I kind of want to go see it. I know we've got something to do down here, but kind of want to see it.
I mean, there's a direction to go in, so sure, I don't see why not.
All right. It's north of us here, Kiva.
All right. I'll head that way then.
Which way are you heading?
Northwest. So I guess northwest. And then left.
All right, I'll reveal the tunnels here because, I mean, wizards have just been Giga Troll and made this super windy. But
oh my god,
yeah.
Why?
Oh yeah,
we also
love
slowed down
that.
Here. But okay, so you're heading in the northwesterly direction, and as you pass these passageways, you notice that most of them, thank you, wizards, are just caved in and could be described as pointless. But anyway, you head up in the northwesterly direction, and once again, as you're traversing it, this booming echo comes through the cave, and it's reverberating. It's got that echoing nature where you can hear the high tin of the reverberation as it bounces through these cave passages, but it does indeed get louder as you head up in this direction. Now, once you reach where you've placed yourselves on the map, you do see an opening. The mined tunnels give way to a large cavern. And would you like to enter this cavern?
Yes.
Upon entering this cavern, you see that a still pool fills much of it. The water is dark and you can't really see very far into it, so whatever may lie within is concealed. The shore of the pool consists of a thin layer of broken shells from these strange, pale creatures. Or, to us, they would look like anemic mussels and oysters that have shattered against the rocks in here. And a fishy odor generally hangs in the air. Now, a passage does lead from the south, which you've just entered via, and a set of steps climbs up to the east. A sluggish, slow stream generally bubbles out of the cave. You can see it heading into the wall to the northeast.
Well, here you are, Stone.
Right, yeah. I can go to the water's edge and sit and just wait and watch.
Make me a perception check, Joel.
Gonna get annihilated by the water.
16. As you look out onto this still strangely calming pool with the sound of the running stream, it's so murky and dark that it's really hard to make out, but there is some sort of form in there distorting your perception of the water is a better way to put it. Something lies in the water here. You can't detect any movement, but there's something in the pool.
Well, there's definitely something in there. I wonder if that's the thing that does the thing.
Is it a fish?
No, it doesn't seem to be moving all that much, though fish can be quite still. It's hard to tell. It's a bit murky in here.
Stone, I don't think you should get too close.
Well, I'm not going in, Kiva. And look, we got some stairs over to the top here. We got to go this way anyways. I just want
Once
to see
again,
what
a
it is.
boom echoes throughout the cave. And this time, as it does, you can see water briefly reverse in its flow and surge through the crack in the wall to the northeast.
Whoa. Now
the fringes
that was
of the pool
cool.
you're next to lap up and seem to rise briefly for a moment before swelling back.
Hey, that was neat. Huh?
Stone learns about the undertide.
That was cool. All right. Well, how roughly how large is the object, the distorted thing?
It's hard to say because you obviously can see it in such an obscured manner. It's like a medium-sized dark mass in there. It is not, the breadth or width of the pool. It is a singular object.
If it's a body, I'm gonna be upset.
Prepare to be upset.
It's
Ding.
What is that?
You buried him deep, Stone.
Oh God! And in the way wrong area.
Yeah, you would perceive it as like maybe a couple feet across from where you can see it.
Can you ping on the map like how far away it would be from
Not
Stone?
far at all. It's actually because of where you're standing.
Yeah.
It appears. Make me an intelligence check. I'm not going to go fucking tell you. Fuck you.
That's-
Make me an
Make
I'm
them
not-
work.
Not
We're
the
here to
smartest,
roll
but
dice.
that is a
10.
flat 10.
10's enough. Because you've just witnessed what you've witnessed. It is here. It's to your left. And you theorize that because of this tide, if you like, booming through this pool every now and again, it has been pushed to the back over time.
All right. So I was kind of waiting on that boom thing to see if the thing in the water was maybe the thing making it. I'm gonna go check it out.
You reckon that from where it is, it's probably only 4 or 5 feet deep.
It's just right there. I'm just gonna go in and grab it.
You're going to grab it and pull it out? Or what are you going to do? Because it's still in dark water.
Yeah. So I think from that is just, if I get tossed under. Oh, hey, I have a new rope.
Yeah, so like just
a real quick, do a little knot, toss it back. Just
Is anyone
hold
holding
this.
the rope?
I will hold it.
I'll be helping holding too.
Okay.
All right, thanks. I'm just gonna. God, this is a mistake.
Elena,
but
this is a bad idea.
my curiosity is going to get me killed today. I know I said no one die. Sometimes
It's on my list.
things happen, and just like reach under and grab the thing.
Sure. So you plunge your hands in and grab it, almost like hyping yourself up to do so.
Mm-hmm.
As you make me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, fuck. Let me tell you, that's going to be a 5.
5. As you do, you slice your finger on something as you grab it and start yanking it backwards. And you take 1 point of damage as a stream of your blood begins to flow into this pool. You see Stone stepping back and pulling out a skeleton.
Oh.
And the skeleton still has some tatters of robe clinging to its ribcage. And Joel, you now see that you sliced your thumb open on several jagged arrows sticking out of this skeleton's ribcage. You look at them and make me a history check.
Oh, God. You got to keep picking the things that I'm terrible at. 13.
13. These arrows are primitive in their creation. They're not well-fletched or well-crafted at all. You don't recognize these as being from any sort of recognizable civilization that you've seen. These are crude, cruel-looking things. And you manage to haul the skeleton out and plunk it on the floor next to you. In its hand is clutched a wand of some sort, and you can see the only other material possession that this poor soul has left is 2 rings sitting on the hand clutching the wand.
Quick, take a little scrap of cloth and wrap up the cut, and then, hey, look, Ungor, another fancy, flashy piece for you.
Oh, well, if you wouldn't mind handing that over, Stone, I will reveal its secrets.
Well, let's see if I can't get the rings free too. Taking a closer look at it, the hand isn't trapped in any way, right, DM?
No, you managed to pull the rings off the skeletal fingers.
Okay.
They were just sort of rattling around between knuckles anyway.
Sure. Looking them over, I think I'd immediately hand the wand to Ungor and take a closer look at the rings while he does whatever he does with the
Sure.
wand.
I mean, these rings you can tell, you don't know if they're, this guy seems to be some sort of deceased mage, you're assuming, from the robes and the wand. You can't tell if they're magical in nature at all, but they are platinum, you recognize. These are nice rings. They're probably... Platinum doesn't really tarnish particularly at all, and you can tell that these are nice. They're probably worth a fair bit.
Just holding up the rings. It's really weird that whoever killed this guy shot a lot of arrows into him. Didn't care about the wand or the rings. These are bright, shiny pieces. Not sure if they've got magic in them. Also hand them over to Ungor. Just whenever you get the time.
Don't break my concentration, please, Stone.
Sorry.
So, I will cast Identify on the wand, but it does take a minute to do. So cool. I don't know if you want anything.
Well, crazy. This time, when you cast a spell, mist comes out, you grimoire, and you don't assume the spell slot.
Oh, Ungor, you missed it yourself again.
Hey. You're holding a wand of magic missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can use this, but maybe someone else less adept at spellcasting should wield this.
You should be able to see it now.
What was that mist that you...
Oh, am I on fire?
Are you all right?
I don't know. Can I just pick up the spell book and see if I can see where the mist is emanating from?
No, the mist dissipated quickly after you finished casting Identify, and everything seems normal.
Can I just attempt to cast Identify on one of the rings, even if I don't detect any magic? I just want to use a spell.
You cast Identify. This time, nothing happens, and the ring is non-magical.
That was weird.
Are you sure you didn't pass gas or something?
Oh, when I pass gas, you'll know. Believe me.
All right. There you go, brother.
That's a threat.
Well, like I said, anyone's welcome to use this one. It's probably best if I don't use it, really. It would be a bit selfish of me.
I'm good for magic for a while. Someone else can take this one.
I'll take it.
Sure. Well, you can add a wand of magic missiles to your inventory.
Neat.
Well, that poor soul was shot and left here to rot.
Would the crack in the wall seem to be big enough where the body could have been carried in from another room? Or was it too small of a crack and it looks like he fell here?
Make me just a perception check. Because it's dark water, it's kind of hard to see the crack perfectly.
Sure. A 9.
A 9. You can't really tell. I mean, a significant amount of water did seem to flow in. To increase the level of this is not a small pool. To increase the level of this pool, a large amount of water must have flown in with the booming sound. So you'd assume that the crack is of a reasonable size, but you can't see the exact diameter of it.
Gotcha. Well, like you said, it's mighty fancy things he's wearing for somebody to not chase down and loot him, so maybe they had bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, that entrance that Stone mentioned, doesn't look like, it was just happenstance. Maybe it's, actually a way out of here. Should I go that way?
You can all quite clearly see the staircase over that.
I think we should use the steps first rather than the gap.
Are the stairs the first well-crafted thing?
Yeah,
constructed thing,
area.
or is it kind of like shoddy, like just steps down?
They are well crafted. They're very deliberately been made. They are not ornate, nor are they sort of exquisite in their finery or anything. They are very functional, but they are deliberately crafted stone steps, yes.
Should we go back, or should I follow the steps?
Well, I think the steps seem promising. I'd go up them.
Go up the steps, son.
All right.
Just be careful. Also, Milena, just in case. Saloon bless you. Vigilant blessing.
Okay. So as you make your way up the staircase, you can see to your north, there is another staircase that lies there. And to your south is a ruined tunnel. However, directly ahead of you to the east, there is some sort of heavy wooden door. It seems to be banded with iron and looks very solid for now.
Seems to be some type of door here. I don't know if I'll be able to open this. I can give it a try, but it looks mighty heavy.
Well, I'll go for it. Let's see what's behind it.
All right.
All right. I'll give you a little bit of help if I can.
Yeah, together. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, strike check. No, I'm kidding. You managed to swing open this side of the door and are immediately met with the sight of 5 very surprised-looking bugbears. I am going to need you to all roll me some initiative.
Nailed it.
As you swing open the door, the bugbears look towards you, and the one nearest you goes, "Who's this? You ain't one of them ghoulies."
Ghoulies? No, I believe you're speaking of the Goonies. They also went to some kind of wave echoey cave.
That's a right boomer reference. I'll have your skull for that.
Oh, shoot. No, I'm just 16.
You ain't old enough to be referencing the Goonies.
Love that. Great stuff. Oh, that advantage came in clutch. Love that. Yes.
Oh,
right.
Sick.
Has everybody rolled their initiative? You have. Wonderful.
Yes.
Descending. Milena, top of the round.
Milena, bugbear's angry.
Yeah, she's just gonna bound up in between them and I guess like fire between Kiva and Stone at like whoever I can see first.
Yep, sure. It's probably the foremost one who is busy yelling at people. 17 hits. You managed to pierce its like, you notice it has this like knotty hide armor on with leather shoulders, and it does manage to pierce through, and you see a spurt of black blood begin to leak out.
9 total.
All right, yeah, it sticks in its shoulder here. Ah! Bose is cheating! And he looks very angry. Anything else?
Just gonna step and just hide behind the corner.
Good idea. All right, Kiva, you're up.
If bows are cheating, here I come. Just gonna use her bonus action, get into a rage.
Alrighty.
Which I take half damage now that I've learned that. just as a note. And I'm gonna attack the one in front of me with a longsword.
Alrighty.
For 18.
18 hits.
Okay. And that is 11.
All right, yeah. So you managed to land a solid slash again, cutting through this knotted hide armor, and it does a lot of damage. You hear him bellow out in pain as you realize that you've landed a solid blow.
And that will be her turn.
All right. Stone, you're up.
Nice shot, Malena. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll get into the mix.
Why are you counting?
Sorry. It helps me focus. And I'm gonna hit the same guy.
You take it.
Or attempt to, I suppose, with my warhammer. That is a 15.
15 unfortunately just misses as he manages to deflect your blow with his own Morning Star.
How dare you?
Also, Connor, I chose a tail. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Cool.
I have to say that.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this too. I'm gonna summon a spiritual weapon on the opposite side of the guy.
Okay.
16 to hit.
16 does hit. He's so busy parrying your blow that he gets clonked in the head by your spiritual weapon.
Nice. Love that. Bonk. 7.
Yeah, which subsequently caves his skull in as a spray of matter gristles outwards. And he is very, very dead. He slumps almost onto you, Stone, forwards, and then falls off to the side dead.
Better you than us. Better you than us. Better you than us.
Anything else?
That is it.
Ungor.
Okay, I'm going to cast the spell Wither and Bloom.
You're going to cast you what, mate?
So there's like a healing component to it, but it's not really that relevant at the moment. I just want to make sure I want to cast on a point where I can get these bugbears here.
So your range of this is 60 feet, which means so it's a 10-foot radius, so it's double that size. So you would hit Stone.
Well, it says each creature of your choice.
Okay, very nice. Okay,
so
cool.
I'm just going for.
You're not choosing me? Wow.
No, I don't want you to take the unless you want to.
We'll go
good.
top to bottom. So the top one getting hit is a 5. The next one is a 4, and then an 18. So the middle two fail.
Okay, so the middle two take 7, and then half for the second one. So,
Craig, what does your Wither and Bloom look like?
I don't know. I guess I imagine. I don't know. Like, I guess it sort of looks like plants sort of sprout out and then just die immediately.
Spiraled. Nice.
Kinda, yeah. But they just die immediately, and I guess the deathy energy from that.
Deathy energy.
The deathy energy
That's the
does
one.
overcome these bugbears, and they do scream out in pain as the vines wrap around them and then wither.
And then I'm just going to run away to the corridor to the north, just a little bit, and then it's my turn.
Firing, you're up first turn.
Oh, let's see what these kids got, huh? And are these upstairs or downstairs?
They're upstairs.
Okay, so I'll climb up the stairs because I won't have view from here. I will get visual on some targets. I'll pull out my longbow and I'll give a shot towards the. Let's see what's within 150 feet. Everything. So
bear in mind, this is a like 3 foot wide door, so you can currently see this one in the middle here.
Then that's the one I'm shooting at.
Okay.
And I will fire with my, because my name's Firing, with my longbow.
Okay. 23 certainly hits.
All right. And I will use my ability Favored Foe. So whenever I hit a creature, I'm going to just put it here. I can choose after I hit to make them a Favored Foe, and I roll an extra d4 damage when I hit them. So first is a longbow hit. And then the Favored Foe piercing. So it's going to be 11 total.
All right, yeah, your arrow slams into him once again. He screams, half in rage, half in pain, looking very bloodied at this point.
Gotcha. And that will be my turn after I just move where Ungor's chilling.
Okie dokie.
Like we have like a second team in the back.
Yeah, I know. Frontline, backline. All right. So it is the turn of the bugbears. Now, we're going to go north-south with this. So the one to the north is going to run up next to you, Kiva, and is going to take a swing with his crude Morningstar weapon, which is an 18 to hit.
Does hit.
All right, so the Morningstar deals 9 points of piercing damage. Surprising. 9 points of piercing damage as the first blow lands upon you.
And what is that? It's halved, but is it up or rounded up or down?
Down.
Down. D&D, you always round down.
So I take 4 then.
Yes. Okay. And that is going to be his turn. The next one here is also going to run up next to you, Kiva, and swing with his Morningstar looking somewhat bloodied. That is a 21 to hit. All right.
That definitely hurts.
For 14 points, so 7 points of piercing damage. Now, the one in the middle is going to swing at you, Stone, for a 13. I'm assuming that does not hit. And then the one to your south is going to run up beside you to get the flank, and that's Pathfinder, but he's going to run up beside you and take a swing with his Morningstar for a 16.
Will also not hit.
All right, yeah, your armor, you just hear the clangs of the Morningstar bouncing off it, and that is their turn. Malena, you're back up.
Step, I imagine she can see the one that's right beside
Yep,
Kiva.
you can see both of these two at the top, I would say.
Okay. She's going to shoot at the closest one to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for 14.
14 misses, I'm afraid. This one has some sort of like rough leather targe and manages to just block the arrow in time.
She's going to go back into cover.
Okie dokie. Anything else?
Nope.
Kiva.
All right. So first thing Kiva's going to do is she is going to use the her new feat is Gift of the Chromatic Dragon. So she has her bracelet. She's going to do a full-on transformation kind of like thing, and she's going to touch her sword with the bracelet, and the bracelet's going to shimmer, and I'm going to give it acid.
Okay.
So then I'm going to swing at the one to the north of me.
Okay. Make your attack.
11.
11 misses, unfortunately. Because he had this big wind-up ceremony, he got time.
I know. It's the first time.
She was so
he
ready.
manages to step out the way of your blow.
All right. That'll be her turn then.
Stone.
Yes. I'm going to use the Warhammer on the one to my east. And that'll be a 10, unfortunately.
That will not hit, I'm afraid.
And then the spiritual weapon up on the north on that back guy, since it's still sitting there. See if that hits. It's a 20.
20 certainly hits. So which one are you attacking? The one to your direct north?
Yep, direct north.
Okay.
Leaving the weapon up there for 10 force damage.
Yeah, once again, your spiritual weapon just caves his skull in. And he was not expecting it whatsoever and collapses in a heap to the floor.
All right.
Anything else? Oh, that's the end of his turn. Fantastic. Ungor, you're up.
I'm just going to do the same thing again. Just another Wither and Bloom.
Sure.
Though, has Kiva still taking damage? Sorry.
I have.
Kiva has, yes.
Okay, in which case I will use the healing component this time. So it's another con save from the bugbears. The DC of 15.
Is this going to hit all of them? I think it will.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go north to south. Top one is a 13, middle is a 16, and the bottom is an 8. So the middle one saves.
Middle one saves and takes 4. The rest take 8. And Kiva can roll one of your unspent hit die and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus my spellcasting modifier, which is 7.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna roll it. Oh, great, nat 1. So that really helps. That
Gain
it's plus
10 life.
Yeah, plus 7. So sweet. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Ungor.
Bang, bang the wall. End my turn.
Okay.
Ow.
Firen, you are up.
Unger.
All right. From this angle of the door, do I see the folks over by Stone?
You're currently standing behind a wall, so you don't see anything at all.
How about now?
Yes, you can see this one and this one down there.
Okay, so I'll take the one further back in the room and fire at them.
Okie dokie.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right, and we'll do... Favored foe is not transitive. No, it's that one guy in particular. So I will just do the 1d8 plus 4 for 5 piercing damage.
Okay, yeah, 5 piercing. You managed to land a glancing blow with your arrow, slicing their cheek as it whizzes past.
All right, and then I will just duck back behind the door.
Okay. Just doing off-screen things that you don't have to worry about. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Okay, Joel, you mute again. And
I am.
It is the turn of the bugbears. Now, The bugbears are going to keep hammering away at their respective targets. So the one to the north is going to attack you, Kiva. And that is a 22 to hit for 13 piercing. So you'll take 6 from that. And then
real quick, I'm going to just use my tail because I forgot that last time. And who knows? I could totally get an 8. So we're going to roll a d8. 7. So 7 plus 16.
23. Yep, you block it.
Block it.
All right. So yeah, you managed to parry with your draconic tail, lashing out and stopping the blow. The two at the south are going to swing at you, Joel. The first one is a 22 to hit.
Oh, yeah. All right. Ow.
7 points of piercing. And the southern one is a... Roll 20 decides to load. It's a natural 1. Hooray.
Perfect. That first one, though, would love to manifest my own personal gift of the Gem Dragon and, send some reprisal onto him.
Go for it. What do you do?
So, in a telekinetic blast, after this guy hits me, Stone goes, ow, okay, and then blasts him telepathically with psychic energy to attempt to push him away and deal some damage.
Okay.
Creature must make a strength saving throw. It's a DC 12.
Okay. Strength saving throw is an 11.
2d8 force damage, 8 total there, and pushed 10 feet away.
Goodbye. Can you take an attack of opportunity? No, you use your reaction.
No, force.
It's forced movement.
Oh, force movement. Okay, right.
Joel, can you explain what that looks like for everyone else? Because we don't know what's going on.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I haven't summoned a spiritual weapon either. I'm doing a lot of new things today. So getting hit with that, Stone goes,
like,
ow! And then he gets blasted away from Stone. That's it. that's
see the
all
body
you see. And he likely bleeds a bit from the eyes and ears, taking some psychic damage, as it were. Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So, now, Ungor and Fyron, and Malena as well to some extent, you would hear noise begin to approach from the north.
It's just this geothermic thing going off.
And you see...
That's it.
You see more bugbears begin to charge at your location. However, another character rounds the corner, this time taking the form of a drow.
Ow.
Interesting. What's this?
Oh, a drow.
Never met a drow before.
It's fine,
Would
don't
this
worry
be
about
our spider character?
it. Who knows? So, Malena, you're up.
All right.
Oh, ignore that.
I think as she sees this, she's kind of like moving herself here. And can she see the dude that Stone pushed back?
Yes, you can from there.
Yeah, hearing Stone say ow, she's gonna shoot at that one.
Okay.
That
25
should
certainly hits, and I'll let you know the arrow just knocks him dead, thunks him in the chest, and he falls over backwards, keeling over dead.
Arrow whizzing over Stone's shoulder. Wow! Great shot! Close.
Anything else?
No, she's gonna just stay behind this corner. Yep.
Okay.
Oops.
Aganaza. All right. Kiva, you're up.
All right, she's gonna look at the sword this time. She's gonna smack the guy in the north. So please, 23.
Okay.
It's
23
still
certainly
acid
hits.
because it's for a minute. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I have to roll,
You roll a
d4. 1, so 13.
So yeah, you strike this like acidically scorching blow across his chest, and yeah, a gout of blood comes out, and he is very, very badly injured. Anything else?
No, I think she's just raging, screaming.
Okie dokie. Stone, you're up.
Right, so, not knowing what's happening outside, mace to this guy, or Warhammer down there. Hopefully that does the trick at a 19.
19 hits.
Perfect. 10.
Yep, 10. You land a solid blow, hearing the crunching of ribs, and he reels back briefly, very heavily injured.
Spiritual weapon is still up to the north. We'll hit the north guy. For
20
another
hits.
20.
damage.
For 3.
So this time it gets him, and he just about manages to roll with the blow and stays on his feet somehow.
And yeah, that's it. Stone doesn't have any idea what's happening outside.
Ungor, you are up.
Oh, can I just look at the approaching drow and the bugbears and just
so
say...
the drow is a very dark grey-skinned elf. You notice that he has a facial marking, almost like a facial tattoo of a black spider covering his whole upper head and face. He looks ghoulish is the correct description. He's gaunt, and he's not as old as you initially imagined upon seeing him, but he does not look like time has been kind to him.
I would just quickly ask, who'd you talk?
He stares up at you silently.
I'll take it as a no then. And I will cast Agon Nazar's Scorcher.
Yes!
Fiery line, let's go.
Yeah, so it's a dex save, so...
Dex save for everyone!
Yeah, in front of me, that is.
Alright, so the drow fella is a 7. And then the 3 bugbears behind are a 3, a 17, and a 17. So the one at the back failed. Okay. 16 points. So yeah, you send out this scorching line of fire, and you can see it ignite the lower half of this drow's robes, and he begins howling in pain, as well as one of the bugbears at the back, who seems to get the brunt of it, his fur and skin singeing with a rancid smell in the air. The others manage to just about get out of the way.
So they take half damage.
They do.
And then with my movement, I'll leave it to you, Fyron. On you go. And I'll run into this room and say as I enter, there's more coming from the other direction above us. So,
wait, what more?
A few more.
Right.
All right, Fyron, you're up.
I'll just peek my head around the corner. Oh, you better wrap it up in there. We got more company. And I will reach down to the ground and cast Entangle.
Okay.
And so it's a 20-foot cube that will basically create rough terrain. And any creature within that area, when I cast it, has to make a strength saving throw or be restrained until the spell ends.
Okie dokie. How big is the area? 20
foot. So it'll start from
about get all of them, I think.
Yep, bottom of the stairs. I believe 20 foot.
That's 20. Yeah, okay, yeah, you'll just about get all of them, I'd say.
Yep. So that
strength saves from the bugbears at the back going clockwise. It's a 21, an 18, and a 13. What's the DC?
13.
Oh, so they all succeed.
Uh-huh.
And then the drow out in front is a 15.
15. So everybody saves. Crap. But it is rough terrain, so they will have to spend extra movement to get through it.
Stop movement.
And then I will follow suit with Ungor, and I will fall back and flank to the other side of the door and await our would-be attackers.
Okie dokie. So, your would-be attackers. Well, there is one bugbear, two bugbears remaining in the initial room, actually. The first one's going to swing at you, Kiva. Mm-hmm. And that is that's not right. That's an initiative roll. That is a 6. So just, again, you parry the blow with ease. The one attacking you, Stone, is a 12. So both of you, these bugbears are pretty injured at this point. They're having some difficulty using their weapons at all. And the rest of the bugbear are going to run 15 feet. So they'll just about make it to the bottom of the stairs through the rough terrain. And our drow friend is actually on the edge, so he's fine. Mm-hmm. He will run the full 30. So my roll 20 is really being laggy today. It's quite bad. Yeah, full 30. All right, so he'll run the 30 next to you, Malena, and he will swing to attack you. However, as he swings, this sort of like short sword he's holding, you can see it disappear entirely as his hand morphs into this grey amorphous mass and slams down upon you. And that is a 15 to hit.
What?
Yep. Meat beats.
All right, and it deals 8 points of bludgeoning damage as well as an additional 5, so 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And You see now that the change in this drow's arm is rippling through its entire body until a harrowing creature stands before you, made of grey flesh of no discernible features, but almost like muscled sinew acting as a body. And he slams his other grey arm down at you for a 7. So you manage to get out the way of this second attack. And that is the end of the changeling's turn. Milena, you're up.
I think now Skirmisher finally applies. He ends his turn right beside me.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, you can move away.
Milena, get over here!
Nice.
Run away.
Yeah, she's gonna, I guess just like back up there.
Uh-huh.
And shoot at him.
Okie dokie. 25 certainly hits.
8 piercing.
8 points piercing. Yeah, so the arrow sort of like lands in this strange grey torso of his, and you don't see any discernible damage, but he does appear to stagger backwards briefly.
All right. Just gonna move beside fire.
Okay.
That's
Anything else? That's it. Kiva, you're up.
Well, seeing that there's a bunch of people coming in, I guess Kiva turns to everyone and be like, "Can you deal with this one?"
Sure, just go.
Okay. Kiva's gonna go to the door, taking an attack of opportunity.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna try to shut the door.
The attack is 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. Yeah, so you attempt to pull the door closed and
Yes.
hold it.
And
Well, that'll stop him, Kiva. Yeah, we're safe as houses in here now.
Okay, you pull the door, and for now, it swings closed.
I'm holding the door
All right.
as much as I can. And that'll be your turn, which does stop the rage.
Okay. Stone, you're up.
Yeah, right. Totally got this. This is fine. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Bugbear in front of me. I have something I need to do here. Just gonna go ahead and summon the Twilight Sanctuary. And just have that going. And then with bonus action, up at the top here, same guy.
Yep.
Hopefully able to hit him with the spiritual weapon as another 20.
Yeah, so it cracks him in the back. You hear the snapping of bone, and he falls over dead.
10 force damage. And
Spiritual weapon is doing work.
It is absolutely smashing right now. The Twilight Sanctuary radius is 30 feet.
Okay.
And everyone inside it, when they end their turn, will gain some temporary hit points, including myself. So I will go ahead and rotate around for this bugbear here, and then end my turn and take 5 for temp.
Lovely. Ungor.
I'd like to firebolt the remaining bugbear in the room.
Do it.
A non-natural 20
That hits.
for 4 fire damage.
You singe his shoulder, and he is looking extremely wounded, but still alive.
That's all I've got for now. I'm just going to move away from the door.
Very far.
Firing, you're up.
Wait, Ungor, take this blessing. 9 temporary hit points.
Lovely.
Sick. Is the other square in the back of the room also a door?
Yes, but it is heavily barricaded from the inside.
Okay. So because of that, I feel like it's safe to try to drop further in the room. First things first is I'm going to attempt to finish off the remaining bugbear.
Okay.
And as a bonus action first, I'm going to use, now that I'm within 30 feet of an enemy, I'm going to use Planar Warrior, which is another new ability. So if I hit this creature, it'll do an extra 8 force damage.
Nice. Max.
Nice.
So hopefully I hit. 26 to hit.
That certainly hits, and I will just tell you that your arrow thuds into his chest with this twisting force energy around it and just punches a hole through him as he falls down dead.
Gotcha. Seeing that there aren't any, I would say, easily movable materials to barricade the door with.
No.
Okay, so instead I will follow Ungor's suit.
I also remember that the door essentially swings outwards.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, that'd be hard to barricade. So instead, I'm going to move my movement 25 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, deeper into the room. And that'll be my turn.
Okey-dokey.
9 temp.
9, 10.
At this point, it is the turn of the enemies. For a moment, nothing happens.
They're unionizing.
It falls silent with Kiva holding the door closed as hard as she can. Kiva, make me a perception roll.
All right. I like to think that she's being Hodor right now. Perception? 18. Wow.
With an 18, you hear a voice from outside bellow and say, "Fetch the master." And that's where we'll leave the session for today.
I didn't like that.
No.
Didn't like that voice.
No.
Quite unsettling.
Spooky voice.
No. No.
So well done. Party, you've successfully trapped yourself in a small room. We'll see how that works out for you next time.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for playing, as always, of course. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching at home. We'll pick it up next time when the party dive further into Wave Echo Cave in what I think will be the finale.
Oh my god.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks everyone here for playing, of course. And it's goodbye from me, goodbye from the cast, and most importantly,
bye.
most importantly, goodbye from Craig. Bye.
Idiot.
Keep it in.
Please add that in the last little bit.
All right, we're done.